Country is as country does. Today's Hit Country, the hottest country hits.
Great music. As I'm getting ready for school, I just crank it.
Your Grams might have some words of wisdom. And that is how babies are made. But you might want to listen to us instead, where new country music lives.
Your choice for country music, the RTM Radio Network.
Give me a good... Making radio great again, with one stupid comment at a time. The Yanki and the Brit.
Well, howdy, everybody. What's going on? Yanki and the Brit, the RTM Radio Network Country Saturday night.
Good evening. Where is my microphone?
It's right there.
You can't even switch wrong button, the other one.
I know, I don't get it.
That one.
Sorry.
He's been swapping them buttons around again.
My bad.
Everybody gets scared when Randy presses the buttons.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, look, there's Vicky Sampson in the chat room. We
Hello,
also
Vicky.
have Thomas, Mr. Dave Brat Summers.
Don't forget old Steve Owens sneaking in here like that.
Mrs. Dave, Mr. Chiaco, Jake, the beautiful, beautiful Cora, Laura White.
Laura White?
Yeah, Laura's in here
Right.
too. Stacey Joe. Carol Durham's in here, and Steve Owen's in here. I'm going to look up that film later on. Steve has just posted in the chat room that he's been watching a film.
What we film talking about? What is it?
Magellan.
Oh.
We'll have to look that up later, won't we?
What is it?
Magellan.
Magellan?
Yeah.
Or Magellan?
Oh, have I said it wrong?
I don't know. I'm guessing. Magellan. What is it, a space movie? Or
Oh, we like spacey type things.
Or is it a
don't we,
movie
husband?
about God? What is the story? Look, is that Jesus walking on water there? What is it?
It's a spaceman. Can't you see him in a space
Well,
suit?
not from over here. You're
What'd you call
way the
that?
hell over. I'm going to put you in a glass
What do you call
room.
that? Scotch mist.
Hey, Dick's here.
Vicky Sampson.
Hi, Dick. How are you, buddy? I played you a Sierra song. That should make you happy until she goes on stage. Other than that, we're here to do some countrying. We got a special guest tonight, Adam C. Martin. Going to be joining us here at 8 o'clock. How cool
you
is that?
guys are going to love his music. He is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, and boy, we got a lot of great guests coming up, too, here pretty soon. All with very good music.
Oh.
One of the opening numbers there was Kyle Borgo. I forget how you pronounce his name, but very good music there, too. That Saturday Night song was the second one we come in with. And you guys,
Hello,
man,
Vicky.
banging on all 16 cylinders tonight. Wow, come out of the hole screaming, play this, play that, play this. I'm sitting over here doing bozos. No offense, Dave. But, yeah, having a good time over here. So we's ready to do it all up. Stacey Joe's, now she's having Captain Crunch. What?
I know, I said that girl must be a multitasker. She's in our chat room. She's watching Ghost Mysteries. She's eating cereals. She's on Snapchat. She can't sit still, that one.
Boy, I miss Captain Crunch. I used to like that.
Oh, now there's a plan. Thomas said, play some Hick Stick.
Hickey Sticky.
Yeah.
I still got a couple requests here. Dave's Midland. And,
Oh, never mind, Dave.
Oh, shut up. How can you do that?
Forget Dave. He's going on a cruise and leaving us all.
He is.
We're going to have some Daveless shows, and you know how we do the Daveless dance?
I know.
Yeah, like that.
Put your hands in the air like you just don't care.
And we shake our tush.
Well, I guess we need to get back to the music then over here, don't we?
Thomas said Steve was great last night. I did watch one of his songs this morning, and yeah. Well, hey, it sounds like he's really got himself together over there.
Yeah, good for him. Way to
Yay.
go. Good doings there, Steve Areno.
Anyway, Steve Owen's in the chat room, and he is going to be joining us on the 31st.
He is?
He is,
Well,
of
in that
March.
fashion.
31st of March.
Oh, right. How cool is that? I love it.
And I promised to behave as well.
Hi, Carol.
Well, I didn't really.
Who promised to behave?
No, I was lying. I never promised to behave. I don't think I'll ever behave.
No surprise there. All right, back to the music. Country Saturday night, Yanki and the Brit, Adam C. Martin at 8 o'clock. Let's do some jamming over here, shall we? I'm on it like stink on shit.
If you're listening to the Yankee and the Brit Show on Chrome and Steel, we just wanted to let you know where you can find us live. We are live on a Friday and Saturday night on Spreaker.com/user/Rand the Man.
You can join us in the chat room. Bring your requests, trucking music, whatever you prefer. Yankee and the Brit, the RTM radio network, and also, like Donna said, you can hear us on Chrome and Steel all through the week. So join us Friday and Saturday night. Saturday is country night. Friday night is rock and roll. Make sure you're there.
That's the Yankee and the Brit on the RTM radio network and on Chrome and Steel radio.
Yeah, baby. Oh, listen to her go. Donna Joe with Bobby McGee. Yankee and the Brit Country Saturday night. Adam C. Martin going to be joining us here at 8 o'clock. How cool is that? Going to throw a couple of his tunes here at you directly. In the meantime, here's a gal that's going to be joining us on the 24th of February. Her name is Jessica McNear.
Or March even.
March?
24th of March. I know I need to write that letter for...
Need
to write that list a bit better, don't I?
24th of March, Jessica McNear. Check this tune out, man. This is some pretty cool stuff. So we got some great new music coming your way. So hang around every Saturday night and make sure you check that out.
We might even play a song that's been wrote by Benny Pittsinger and Steve Owen in a few minutes. How does that sound?
I got one of Benny's tunes lined up here. I'll find out
but
one and we'll
play
get
this
after
one
it.
because this one's so cool and the video's so cool. I just love
I
it.
think we just might do that.
Yes, sir.
All right. Carry on we shall.
Trains, trucks, and good old country music with the Yankee and the Brit on RTM Radio.
Oh, how about that? Jessica McNair, Follow Me Down. We got more of that music coming up March 24th on the show. You want to be here for that. Wow, that's awesome. Hey, let me throw this out here.
Let me just say something
before
before you even start banging
This
on.
damn well better be important.
Next Sunday, the 11th, we are going to do a show of just independent artists, okay? So if you want to hear your song next Sunday, the 11th, then you can message me on Facebook, Donna Bradley. Most of you guys know me. Or you can comment on the post on the Facebook page. And if you know of an independent artist that you would like their song played, then let us know. I think it's going to be a great night. Because we have only ever had awesome artists on our show. Most of them, about 90% of them have come from Kelly Lee Phillips. And she has gave us a great lineup of songs to cover us right till the end of March. So, and they are all awesome. We've been checking out their music yesterday and today, and I tell you what, some of it's blown us away. So, we're going to be playing some of that next Sunday, the 11th. If you want to hear any of your songs played or any other special artists, then let us know.
Now, as I was saying before I was so unrudely interrupted. Adam C. Martin's going to be joining us here in a little bit.
Hi, buddy.
He's with the band Blackbird Anthem. Here's one of their tunes. Check this out, man. This is some pretty wicked stuff they got going on here. Southern Ground. And also we got Mrs. Dave's tune coming up. And a brand new one from Keith Sampson and the Dixie Crew.
And don't forget, after we have had Adam C. Martin on the show, we will be doing our sing-along song. If anybody wants to join in with that video, because we had an awesome time with the Man of Constant Sorrow. We had an absolute hoot. So if you guys want to join in the fun, get yourself in that video with us. It's all just a bit of crazy fun. It's, but if you want to join in, then tune in after our artist comes on.
Yankee and the Brit, Country Friday night, Saturday night, whatever friggin' day it is. I don't know what the hell's going on
Saturday,
over
love. It's Saturday.
Totally caught me off guard over there. 7:59, Yankee and the Brit, and the RTM Radio Network, Country Music Night.
Here he is right now.
And talk about timing, huh? All right.
Hey.
Well, hey there.
Well, hello there, sir. This is Adam C. Martin. Say hello, Adam.
Hey, how's everybody doing out there tonight?
Awesome, awesome. Where are you calling from?
I am calling from Florida.
Florida.
Oh, you're standing under a palm tree?
No, I'm not that part of Florida. I'm kind of like I'm surrounded by like orange trees and cattle and like the middle of the state. So I'm not a big beach guy.
Oh, you get to have some fresh OJ. Reach up and have one for me.
There we go. All right, I'll pull one down and save it for you.
Or if you're a nice kind of guy, you'll reach up and grab a couple for me and give them a good squeeze, and then you can have an orange.
Well, that's always an option. I'm never one to shy away from a good squeeze.
I don't know. Could be a lawsuit.
I'm
the
same about butt cheeks in a hot pair of jeans.
Good, and if you're going to get the orange juice, sometimes you'd also then just grab the vodka and just go for the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, good screwdriver.
That's right. See, we're going to get along just fine.
That's what
Yes, we are.
You look like a fine kind of guy.
I wouldn't go that far.
So, what's the story, man? Where's all this great music come from? We played a couple of your tunes already. Wow, talk about kick-ass.
Oh, appreciate it. Thank you. It's you like to say, you just make it all up, and that's kind of what happens. But
So when did you start making it all up?
Actually, not too long ago. I've really been playing music and writing and singing for about maybe 8 or 9 years. Seriously, for about the past 4.
That's it?
That's it.
So, do you mind if I ask how old you are?
I'm 41 right now.
What? Yeah, I'm just totally amazed. There are so many guests that we have, and they're all like, oh, I've been doing it 3 or 4 years. It's like, I always thought this was something that took years to develop, and you guys come on the show here and you just kick ass.
Well, it's when I was a kid, the only thing I knew how to play was a radio. And, I've always had a love for music. I remember buying vinyl records and 45s and then, of course, cassettes and CDs. And then I spent some time in the U.S. Army. I spent 15 months in Iraq in 03 and 04 and came back home and struggled like a lot of, soldiers and warriors do. And after struggling for several years, at the suggestion of actually a counselor, I knew I needed some help. And they said, why don't you learn to play an instrument? So I borrowed a guitar. I started watching YouTube videos, and I taught myself how to play.
I'll be damned. Well, salute to you, by the way.
Hey, thank you.
Unbelievable. It's just amazing because the sound is like you've been doing it for 30 years.
I wish. Yeah, I'd probably be a lot further along than I am.
Do you think playing music has actually helped you?
Oh, God, yes. Yeah, it brought such a balance back to my life that, and that's so many of my songs now that I write are about my military experience. And I try to give back to veteran organizations as often as I can. And because if it can help me, it can help someone else. And music may not be everybody's thing, but if they could find something that can bring that balance back to their life, then we've helped out our brothers and our sisters. And that's what, to me, that's what being a soldier is about. It's looking out for the person to your left and to your right.
Well, I don't want to get into detail, but I just want to ask on a roundabout way, did you see anything really nasty while you were in the service?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We were there. I was there in the very beginning. So the initial invasion into Iraq was March of 03, and my company landed boots on ground in May of 03. So we were there in the very beginning of the war. And what we did, we did convoy escort security. So we were providing security for supply convoys from the border of Kuwait and Iraq up into a camp about 75 miles north of Baghdad. And so our convoys in our company, we were hit with sniper fire, small arms fire, IEDs, car bombs, mortars. So we saw every bit of that. So it was an adjustment, when you live and breathe survival, and not just survival, but a mission to accomplish. And I was an NCO, I was a sergeant, so I also had soldiers that I had to make sure were taken care of. When you live and breathe that for so long, and that's your primary focus, you come back home to a world that is, in some ways, seems very now foreign to you, and people that don't understand kind of where you've been, what you've seen, and what you've experienced. And those don't work. It's the old, square peg, round hole. And, and it's an adjustment. Luckily, I had some good people behind me and some really good counselors and And now on the other side of it, I see so many of my brothers and my sisters that still are struggling. And, and if music can help me, it might can help someone else. And even if they can't play music, maybe it's a song I write or something they hear, and that just encourages them to go out and maybe get some help.
Well, thank you for sharing that. My whole point to the beginning of the question was the fact that you believe now that the music you do and learning how to play an instrument, that's kind of helps set your soul free from that? Absolutely.
Beautiful. And that's how I can talk about it. I write about it, I sing about it. And it's one of those things that I don't mind talking about, because if I can talk about it and I can do it, then maybe that'll inspire someone else that, maybe they can talk about things too, and kind of, like you say, free their soul. Maybe that might be burdened in some way. But, and on top of that, man, it's fun. God, this is so much fun.
Feels great, doesn't it, to let that out?
It does. I mean, and not just, and from that side of it, but heck, I mean, being on stage and being able to play music that I write, and then have an audience reaction to it. Hopefully you got some good reactions from some of it tonight. And, it's just, and not all my songs are related to military. I tuned in a little bit, and you were playing the train song. Has nothing to do with military service, but it's just, to me, it's good Southern rock music, and I don't think we have enough of that out there.
No, we do
today.
not. And the reason I played it is because I'm a train guy, so it's like I got to learn this a couple times.
So did you pay attention to the words to it? And,
no, not yet. I haven't had a chance to really dig in deep, but I will, believe me, because it's got that beat, that I could just, when I was a truck driver, that was the kind of stuff I like to listen to.
Okay.
So I'll definitely get deep into it. Did you write all these songs, Southern Ground, Stay Strong, Tonight We Ride?
That's correct. I did, yes.
Beautiful work, I'm telling you. And who's your band? Where did they come from?
I've gone through several different band members. So right now the band, the only kind of permanent band member I have is my lead guitarist. His name's Jeremy Chestnut. But right now, I mean, I don't have a full-time drummer or a bass player, so I just, use guys or friends that when I have full band shows or kind of band for hire guys. But doing a lot of solo kind of acoustic work right now. I've got an acoustic duo tour this summer. Jeremy and I are going to go out and hit a few states, kind of promote the album, and so it's bands. They're fickle.
Yeah, I guess.
But I mean, everyone that I've ever had the pleasure to play with, they're all super talented guys, and for one reason or another, it works out or it doesn't work out. How
do you manage to go from one band to another and they still can play the music that you hear in your head? How is that possible?
Well, I mean, it's luckily when you have recordings, it's easy. But when sometimes you go into the recording studio, what I would do is whenever I'd written a new song and kind of brought it to the band or took it to the studio to record, I kind of told them the story behind it. And every song that I write has some element of truth to it.
Thank you.
Some are a lot more truthful than others. Like Tonight We Ride is pretty much a 100% truth song about what my company did in Iraq on these convoy missions. Southern Ground is another one that's 100% truth. The way it starts out, my great-granddad was a farming man. He picked cotton, and that's what he did. He wasn't a cotton farmer or owner. He was a picker, and he would go out and he'd pick cotton to supplement the income to help take care of his family. But like the train song, it's a very different type, but there's elements of truth to everything.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know that cotton grew in a field until I got to Texas. I was thinking, how the hell do sheep grow wool on the backs, but cotton is grown in a field?
They just shave it
crazy.
But yeah, so it's you take these songs, and then what I would do is I would start by telling the band the story behind it. The story behind the lyrics and how I came to write the song, what feeling I wanted for the song, if I wanted something driving and hard. And then you kind of just play around with it, and you have a great drummer or a great lead guitar player, and you're like, I want that part, but no, I want this over here. And, it's just kind of like a meeting of the minds, and you end up with a sound, and that is just what you hear on the record.
It's beautiful. I got to tell you, it makes me think of the Wrecking Crew that Glenn Campbell was part of back in the day.
Oh yeah.
You know, they played backup music for just about everybody back in the day, if you know who I'm talking about, I mean, they pulled everything together. It didn't matter who they were playing for. They just, they all came together on every different kind of music, and it was all great stuff.
Yeah, when you have really talented musicians and that understand it, and I'm new to this, I relatively am. I can't read a lick of music. I don't know how to read music. I don't understand music theory. I've never studied it.
Well, that was what I was about to ask you. Was that a lot of musicians can't actually read music, and I wondered, if you approach some different musicians, how do you tell them what to play? How do you tell them what feel you want to the song? And the notes and things, you know what I'm saying?
And as far as individual notes, I can't tell them, I want you to play, this arpeggio. I don't even know that I can spell arpeggio, but, but I'll tell them, okay, I know enough to say, okay, this song is in the key of G or A, and this is the chord progression for it. And I understand enough to know what chords go in what keys and progressions and how to put them all together. But that's just kind of by ear that I've learned how to do all of that. So I'll tell them it's this, and then it goes to this chord or that, and in this space. And I play acoustic guitar, so that helps a lot with when I write. I can kind of drive the rhythm and get kind of like an idea of how I want the other instrumentation to be in a song. So writing the lyrics and knowing the feeling behind it, and then being able to have a melody and play it on a rhythm guitar helps, kind of direct the band into the sound that I'm looking for.
Keith Sampson is in the chat. He's another great country artist that we have on our show. We play a lot of his tunes.
Welcome, Keith. Thanks for tuning in.
Another one, first thing he said was a great story, and before that, where is it over here? He said, thank you for your service.
I appreciate it, Keith.
I didn't want that to go by.
No, thank you. Proud Americans.
Anybody else in your family musically inclined?
No one before me. I do have a daughter, my youngest daughter. She's 16, and she kind of got it from me, and she can sing. I mean, she's got a voice like, oh my gosh, it's so pure and clean, and she can play ukulele. So she's kind of and she's a tiny little thing. So she'll eventually work her way up to guitar, I think. But yeah, she's gotten really good, and she's a vocalist, and she's actually on a couple songs on the record. On the new record, Southern Ground. So she's doing some harmony vocals on a few songs with me.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, that's a great tune, man. I played that first out of the hole here. Man, does that sound good.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the title track off the album.
Well, we've been getting into new music because, the Nashville sound is old to me after,
It's not just old, it's terrible. I think most of it sounds like ass.
Yeah, I didn't want to actually just beat it to death because I really could. I could go on a rant about how ridiculous it is. But point is, you and Keith Sampson and Steve Hickman and there's a whole list of guests that we've had on the show over the last few years. All this new music is this independent music. You consider yourself an independent artist?
Oh, I'm completely independent. Independent, completely self-funded. I go out and I play weekends and I play shows and and everything that I make from it is what goes towards making the album and recording. I don't have a manager. I don't have an agent. I don't have a record label. It's hustle, and it's work, but it's so rewarding, and I get to write what I want to write. I play what I want to play, and I get to be me. I don't have to put on an act. I don't have to put on a show. And if I want to say that so much on FM country right now is shit, then I can say that.
Yeah.
And because it's what I believe, and it's what I feel. No, and I'm not. Matter of fact, I saw a little meme today. It was on Instagram or something, a picture of Johnny Cash, and it said, "I'd rather be hated for being who I am than loved for being fake."
Exactly.
And so this is me, and this is my music, and it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and I don't have to be.
Cup of tea.
Yeah, well, I know Brits like the tea. I like mine cold and sweet. Being from the South. But,
Nothing like a good
But,
glass of cold tea.
No, you
That's
need
right.
a nice hot cup of tea with some milk and some sugar.
Are you originally from Florida?
My father was career Army, so I grew up kind of all over, but mostly from the South. He's originally from Florida. I was born in Virginia and lived in North Carolina, and also spent some time when I was a young kid in Japan and Maryland, and lived 2.5 years in Hawaii. But moved to Florida when I was probably about 15 when he retired, and pretty much been here since, with the exception of about 15 months over in the Middle East. But I like it. The part of Florida I live in, it's a little more agricultural, a little more, people don't realize it, but yeah, in Florida we got our rednecks and we got our country boys and big jacked up trucks, and that's what I like.
Do you, speaking of trucks, well, let me back up here. I had another question. Now I forgot. Okay, we'll go back to the trucks. Do you have a truck now?
I do. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm sitting in it at the moment while we're talking. So
what is it?
I have a Toyota Tundra.
Ah, come on.
Oh, that was the wrong
That's
answer.
not redneck.
It's. I didn't say I was redneck. I said we have them here. I didn't say I was. I don't consider myself a redneck. I'm a Southern guy, but not a redneck.
All right. I'll give you that. Oh.
And you know what's funny though is I was looking at a thing the other day and looking at everybody talks about buy American, and there are the factories and stuff that are here in the U.S. You know that a Toyota Camry has more parts made and assembled in the U.S. than the Chevy Malibu.
Well, that doesn't surprise me, but that's Chevy. I wouldn't have one if you
right.
gave
But I'm
me
just
one.
saying,
Yeah.
So
are you still on active duty?
I am not. No, I got out completely in 07.
So what do you have a regular job?
I do. I have a full time, pretty much Monday through Thursday job that I work, and then play music on the weekends and when I can.
Very cool. So do you have where boy, I got so many questions. Where did you do your recording at? Nashville or around Florida somewhere?
Oh no. There's a great recording studio in Fort Myers, Florida. It's about an hour and a half from me, called The Vibe, and just some amazing people, great engineers, great producer down there named Julian Sunby that I got connected with, and I recorded my first EP there. Recorded two singles down there, and then this album Southern Ground recorded there as well.
Oh, the sound is great coming out of that place.
Yeah, they are just phenomenal. And some of the musicians that we had on the record, as much as I don't like a lot of the modern country sound that's out there, the people that play the music, the musicians, phenomenal guys. On two of the songs on this record, Southern Ground, and then another one called Bipolar Princess. I don't know if I sent that one to you guys or not.
No, you didn't, but I like the title.
Yeah, and again, there's an element of truth there. But on those two tracks, I actually have it's James Cook and Kent Slucher, and they are the current bass player and drummer for Luke Bryan. So they're playing on those tracks.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome stuff.
Yeah, and great guys, super nice guys.
Yanki and the Brit on a Country Saturday Night. We're talking with Adam C. Martin. Now you call your band the Blackbird Anthem, or do you go by your name?
Yep. Nope. The band is Blackbird Anthem.
Okay, That's how I labeled it. But everything that you sent came through under your name, so I wasn't quite sure how that was working.
Yep. No, it's if I book kind of solo shows, then I kind of book under my name. You can't really book a whole band, and it's just one guy that shows up. But if it's
yeah, right.
And if I ever put out like a little solo or an acoustic record, which that might be happening here pretty soon, then that'll probably be out under my name. But anything band and full band shows is Blackbird Anthem.
That's very good. Where can people find you at? I'm sure you have a Facebook page, of course.
I do. So Blackbird Anthem. If you look up that name under anything. I'm the only Blackbird Anthem band that's out there. I was very careful when choosing a band name. And so we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We got a YouTube channel, Spotify. We're on Spotify. And then the older stuff you can download already on iTunes and Amazon and Google. And the new record, Southern Ground, you can pre-order it now, and then it'll be in your Dropbox on February 16th. So a little less than 2 weeks away on that.
How did you come up with the name Blackbird Anthem?
kind of two areas, or I guess one of my favorite artists of all time is Johnny Cash. And it sounds kind of cliche, but I love the way he could tell a story. Absolutely. In a song. Just an amazing storyteller in his writing and the way he presented the story in the song. So, and he was often called the dark bird of country music. I mean, he would dress in black. And matter of fact, when he first started playing, he was considered rock and roll. I mean, he was touring with Elvis and Jerry Lee Lewis, and he wasn't even with the country guys, because at the time that was Hank Sr. And so a very different sound. So Johnny Cash is one. And then probably my all-time favorite band, and I've loved these guys since I was in high school. They came out my senior year, and that's the band called Counting Crows. And Counting Crows, I've seen them live probably at least 14 times. And when you go see them live, it's an experience. It's not just a concert. They put so much emotion and passion into their music, and it's nothing like it sounds on the record, which I love. If I want to hear the record, I'll put the record on. But a live show, I want something a little unique and different. So we had the Crows aspect from Counting Crows, Dark Bird from Johnny Cash, and so that's where Blackbird came from.
Beautiful.
And then Anthem.
What's that? That's a story in itself right there.
Yeah, I'm I'm a very symbolic kind of person, So then Anthem, I'm like, if I could write songs and tell stories like Johnny Cash, and if I could perform like Counting Crows does, then to me, that's what music needs to kind of get back to and should be about. So an anthem is a rally cry. An anthem is, this is what it should be. So Blackbird Anthem is where it came from.
Well done. Are any of your videos, what do I want to say, professional videos, I guess, for lack of a better way?
No, I don't have any. Everything is either an iPhone recording or an iPad. I do want to record some videos. I have some ideas, but being self-funded, I had to put everything right now into this album. But I do have some ideas for a couple of the videos and some things coming up, but nothing professional yet.
Yeah, what you were talking about live. I love to watch a good live show, and we can't leave the business for very long. We do T-shirts and signs and things, so we really can't just disappear. But I can sit and watch YouTube while I'm working and things, and it's nice to watch some good live videos once in a while and see what the people look like that we talk to too.
Yeah, some of the ones are actually every now and then. I've done it once. I need to do it again. Is I'll do just a weekend Facebook Live concert, and I'll play for about an hour on Facebook, and people can type in and request songs. I'll do a little storytelling, and that's a lot of fun. I enjoy that.
I was going to ask you.
Look for one of those coming up.
I was going to ask you what you thought about Facebook and doing a live video. Do you think it's I've asked quite a few people, and the majority say that they think it's worth it. I just wonder what your thoughts were on it.
I do, and it's a great way to be able to reach directly to fans, to reach directly to the people that are hearing your music, and going to a concert with 10, 20,000 other people, where you're looking at the artist on stage, and they're about the size of a Lego. That's one type of music experience, but if you can kind of be right there in front of them, and they can text or type in a question, and then just a couple, a minute or two later, you can answer that question, much like you guys are doing with your show. You have the people that type in and get your chat rooms. Well, imagine being able to do that with an artist that you enjoy the music with.
Oh, yeah, we have, a couple of good friends do live videos, and, I think people feel more connected when they can actually kind of feel like they're with you, talking to you, and I know it sounds a little, I don't know, but they're like, oh, boy, I got to talk to him, that kind of thing.
And but for me as a songwriter and as an artist, I want that engagement. I want, to be able to give fans and listeners that experience, because that's something that I would want from, an artist or a singer that I, heard a song and felt a connection to in some way. So I try to give fans things that I would want as a fan of another artist.
So what music did you grow up listening to?
It's very similar stuff to what I play now. My dad had an extensive record collection and a vinyl, and it was Leonard Skinner and Hank Jr. and Elvis, and but he also had like Kiss and Eagles, and so very much that country and rock and southern rock is what I grew up listening to. And then of course as a young kid, in the 80s, I developed an interest. I loved Guns N' Roses and a lot of the hair bands and stuff. And 90s, you go through the teen angst. I bought the Nirvana album, Pearl Jam 10, and still love that alternative grunge. And then, Counting Crows. So I have a very eclectic taste in music, but what I naturally gravitate to as a writer and as a performer is kind of that gritty Southern rock sound.
That's where home is for you then, basically.
It is. Yeah, it's very much home for me. That's a great way to put it.
Are you familiar with Little Feat?
Oh, yeah.
I don't hear anything like that anymore.
Well, and a lot of it it's out there, but it's not on mainstream.
I wish more of them would come out and let us hear that music, because that's the stuff that us, my generation, I guess, that likes the Southern rock, that's the kind of thing we're looking for, like your music, things like that. It's just not out there. And, thank God for Kelly Lee Phillips hooking us up with you and all these other people.
And I'll tell you where there's so much of that kind of music coming out of right now, and it's Texas. Texas has, there's a great Southern rock band called Whiskey Myers that are they're getting out and they're doing some great things. Scooter Brown Band, they're that great. They've just been opening for Charlie Daniels. They're out of Texas. Texas has got such an amazing music scene. I try to get over there and play about 3 or 4 times a year, and probably be doing about a 2-week run in Texas this summer. And they want to hear the live music. They want to hear new stuff. They want to hear original. And, they'll call it Texas Red Dirt.
Did you manage to get hold of that guy, or have you not tried yet?
Which one? Was it...
The one I said I couldn't remember the name of.
I have talked to a couple guys out of Texas. So we're working on some things, but I will be in the Houston area this summer, and maybe up into Dallas Fort Worth. Just kind of depends on where I can get booked, but I do. I get out to Texas about 3 or 4 times a year, and you can bet I'll be out there this summer for sure.
Beautiful. Well, we're up in North Texas, just off the Oklahoma border. There's also a couple places you want to consider too. One would be Denison, Texas, and one would be where the hell we honeymoon at over there? What the hell's it called? Denton, Texas. Great music scene over there. It's growing all the time over that way.
Tell you another guy that he kind of makes the run down through like Oklahoma and Texas. 2 guys. I'll send you their contact. One is Nick Sterling. Nick's a good friend of mine. He's a Purple Heart Army vet, and he's got a record coming out this month also. Him and I we've played some shows together, and just a phenomenal artist. And then Padre Paul Handelman. He's a former Army Ranger, and he just had an EP come out. Very, very much, original type music and artists. And I think you guys would really enjoy their stuff, and maybe some future people to be on the show for you.
I love the name Padre. Very good.
Yeah, and he's an actual father. He performed a wedding ceremony and sent off to get his I'm not sure what you call it, and card carrying member.
Nothing wrong with that.
Padre Paul Handelman.
That's all right. You never know when you'll need one.
That's true. He can bless the whiskey before we drink it.
Don't bless my whiskey. I like it just straight out of the bottle.
Yeah.
Doesn't need any help from anybody.
And may help with the hangover in the morning.
I could only hope.
Yeah, right.
Anything you like to add? I got a couple questions I'd like to ask you before we wrap it up. But are you working on? You said you're working on a new EP.
Well, no, the new album comes out in 2 weeks. So, but we may have an acoustic record coming out here maybe in the next few months. I want this new album to kind of get out there and do some stuff, but may have a little underground kind of bootleg acoustic thing that I may push out there here in a few months. We'll just have to see.
You said you do your live Facebook any particular time of the day that you do it at night, during the day?
And normally it's kind of on a weeknight. It's kind of later on a weeknight during the week. Because people go out on Fridays and Saturday nights, especially ones that like live music.
Right.
And, and call me crazy, but a lot of us, we believe in musicians that I talk to and hang out, like Nick and Paul and these guys. We believe in supporting each other and pushing each other forward. So I don't want to try to do something on a weekend that's going to cause someone to stay in the house and not go out and see some live music.
Well,
I may do it.
Go ahead.
I may do it on a Tuesday or Thursday or something in order to still, be respectful of the ones that are out there actually playing live that weekend.
Well, we got to. I got to get hooked up on your page over there so I can get a notice when those come on.
Yep. No, I'm really good about posting things up and when things are going to happen and where we're playing next.
Awesome. Well, let's see. A couple questions here, and then we'll cut you loose. I don't want to keep you all night, but I could just sit here.
Ask away.
These are really boring questions. I have to warn you.
That every damn
you might
time.
want to just put the phone down
Boring
now.
questions. Okay, I put on my left shoe first, and then the sock. Go ahead.
How did you put your underpants on? Which leg first? Because these questions really are that boring.
Oh, I would say probably usually the left. It's usually the left leg first.
Oh my gosh, It's the left leg, husband.
Are you done now?
Go on then, ask him your boring 10 questions.
You're married, right?
I am, yes.
Any idea why?
You know exactly how Randy feels.
Let me borrow your idea so I can see what it's really all about. I seem to be missing something over here.
Oh, yeah?
Well,
You think?
I can't help you. I'm not a detective. I can't find what you're missing, but
All right.
I can help you write a song about it. But
Where's that Padre at? I think I need him now.
there you go, Padre
Okay.
Paul Handelman.
Your first question is, what is your favorite word?
Oh, man, a favorite word. I've never been asked that question.
Now's the time to come
So-
up with
Never
one.
been asked that boring question before. See, I told you
No,
it was boring.
I have a favorite saying, but I don't know if I have a favorite word. I don't know. Maybe it's just all right. All right. We gonna play this? All right. All right.
What's your least favorite word?
Oh, least favorite word. Probably jail.
I said word, not an experience.
Oh, well, you're going. I don't know. I never thought about that either. You're going to make me think about this and have to get back to you.
All right. Well, we ain't going anywhere. I hope not right away. Number 3,
right.
What turns you on?
Music.
What turns you off?
Intolerance.
What sound do you love?
The sound of a crowd.
What sound do you hate?
You would think that the answer would be silence, but it's not.
I love silence. I can't get enough.
I do too. That's where I write the best.
It actually strikes me as a very rare commodity at this point, in the world.
Yeah, no, I like silence. What sound do I hate?
Silence is golden.
Yeah. I don't like anything, any kind of chaotic sound.
I could relate to that. like
any. Yeah, I don't. I had a car bomb explode next to my Humvee, and so sometimes in rooms, if there's like a lot of talking and background noise, I have difficulty kind of hearing, like if someone's like speaking directly to me. So like the white noise, and it sometimes it gets to be a little chaotic. And so chaotic noise that doesn't have like pattern or something, because it usually I just kind of gotta walk away from it.
All right.
This chaotic noise.
This is the internet. So what is your favorite curse word?
I'd probably shit.
What profession? That's all right. That's perfect. Mine is fuck.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Certainly
because
Satan.
literally when you said, what's my favorite curse word? I'm like, oh, shit, what would it? And then I'm like, oh, yeah, it's shit. So,
Oh, shit. It's shit.
yeah.
What profession other than yours would you like to attempt?
Oh, I've had so many. I mean, I was a soldier. I mean, for a while, I was a full-time corrections officer. I worked at a state prison. I was a cop for a while. And my full-time job now, I mean, I don't even think I told you what it was. I'm a college professor, so that's what I do full-time now. But if I didn't have music and I could like choose a job, maybe acting.
What profession would you not like to do?
I would not want to go back to corrections or law enforcement work.
There you go. See, that was the easiest one we've had so far.
Yeah.
Number 10, 2 more. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Well done.
And 1 more. If you could have a party in the sky with anyone, who would it be?
Oh, my gosh. Just one person?
Anybody?
That's not a party.
We know it's going to be Johnny Cash.
Well, he'd be there, but I'd pull like some of my closest friends, and we'd hang with like Waylon and Johnny and Elvis and a lot of these pioneers of sound that just kind of took it, and even Kurt Cobain, and as just these pioneers of a new sound that said we're going to do something different, and if you like it, great. If you don't, then you don't. But yeah, just pioneers of sound, along with some of my closest music and buddies today.
Beautiful answer, every one of them. That's great. I don't think I could have come up with a better one than that. I guess my party in the sky with someone, it would be like, let's just say you and Johnny Cash, and of course you would have other people around you, but that would be your main bro at the time.
It would, I mean, I've read in so much of the story of his life and his music, and I mean everything from his days of being a drug addict and pills, and the terrible spiral that he was in with his first marriage, and then such a beautiful relationship that he had with June Carter, and and everything with his gospel and the relationship that he had with his faith. Just like, I don't think you could have a more experienced man that lived such a long life. There's so much wisdom there, not just from the music, but just as a man and as a person.
Fantastic. Well, I could just sit here and talk with you all night long. I'm sure you got a lot of great stories, but we want to get a couple of your tunes on here, and we don't want to keep you from pursuing whatever it is you do.
All right. Well, don't have a whole lot of plans tonight, other than at some point finding a bottle of whiskey when I get home and sip on a little bit of that, a little Kentucky bourbon.
Oh, baby. Well, when you find it, you tell it I said hello.
I will. So the Yank said hi.
All right, soldier. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time, that's for sure.
Hey, no, appreciate you guys having me on, and I'll send you some info about Nick and Padre Paul, too. And play the tunes, and, encourage everybody. Like us on Facebook. So much today is when you're trying to book venues, what's your following, what's your this. So all those likes, they help tremendously.
Absolutely. And send me that.
Spin us on Spotify.
Song. Send me that.
I will. I'll get it to you. You'll like it. It's the catch line of it is don't let that door hit you in the ass. So.
Do you have the lyrics for any of these songs anywhere?
Oh yeah. I'll get them to you.
I'd like the one for the train song, if anything. I think that's one I'd like to learn to sing along with.
That's kind of my ode to Johnny Cash. It's about a guy that kind of, his girl leaves him for another dude, so he goes down and kills him and ends up having a swing for it. So
can't beat that.
No, it's what it is. It's what a train song's about, right?
Well, it's a beautiful
ode to
thing.
Johnny Cash.
That's it. My name's Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, my friend, very much for spending some time with us.
All right, thanks for having me on, and you guys have a great night.
You bet we will.
All right, good night.
Thank you. Blackbird Anthem, Tonight We Ride. Great stuff from Blackbird Anthem, and stay strong with the Yankee and a Brit on a country Saturday night. Sorry about the little glitch, but thanks for coming back, everybody. Nice to have you hanging out here. That guy's awesome, man. Love that guy. Great guy to talk to. Great music. You can't beat it. And he's an independent artist. I love it. That's my kind of music right there. You guys just hang around because we got some more good tunage going on right here. And we expect you to do nothing more than enjoy it.
Live from the RTM Radio Network studios.
It's a country Saturday night.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is your captain speaking. I'm going to ask that you please remain seated. We're experiencing a little bit of turbulence.
Why listen to those other guys on the weekend when you can listen to the Yanki and the Brit?
Every Friday and Saturday night, 7 p.m. Texas time.
Steve Owen, Benny Pitzinger, the Dixie Crew. Leave me here in Alabama. Cletus is passing by Billy Bob's hay barn one day when through a gap in the door he sees Billy Bob doing a slow and sensual striptease in front of an old green John Deere. Buttocks clenched, he performs a slow pirouette and gently slides off first the right strap of his overalls, followed by the left. He then hunches his shoulders forward, and in a classic striptease move, he lets his overalls fall down to his hips, revealing a torn and frayed plaid shirt. Grabbing both sides of his shirt, he rips it apart to reveal his stained T-shirt underneath. With a final flourish, he tears the T-shirt from his body and hurls his baseball cap onto a pile of hay. Having seen enough, Cletus rushes in and says, "What the heck are you doing, Billy Bob?" "Jesus, Cletus, you scared the bejesus out of me," says an obviously embarrassed Billy Bob. "But me and the old lady been having trouble lately in the bedroom department, and the therapist suggested I do something sexy to attract her."
The Yankee and the Brit.
Don't save a horse, ride a cowboy.
Or you can ride a dick. Way to go, Stacy.
Yankee and the Brit's the place to be. Radio living is the life for me. Airwaves spreading out so far and wide. Keep your FM, just give me that internet side.
Online is where I'd rather stay. I've got a lot of music to play. I just adore a Yankee view. Darling, I love you, but give me a show to do.
The Chat.
The Brats.
On air.
That's fair.
You are my wife.
Goodbye, British life.
The Yankee and the Brit on air.